Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. We're pleased to be joined by Jack William Miller, of course, driving for Miller Venturini Veneteri Motorsports.
Yes.
Ventur, that's another team. Of course, also with Exclusive Autosport this year too.
Yeah, a new deal.
Yeah. So how's it going, bud?
It's going very well. I'm excited to be back on your podcast. I really like it. I think it's a well put together show and a good way to spend my evening.
Thanks, Jack. So coming into this past weekend, you were fast. And the exclusive cars were fast this weekend. Yes, you're running for your own team along with Adam Vinatieri as well, but kind of talk about you have some more help now.
Yeah, so we our deal is engineering, and I also receive and give data and video to the other drivers, and so that was really the whole the package deal that we did. We still show up with our transporter. We're there for the sponsors. My mechanics and my crew work on the car and do the pit stops, but really we're able to do I think you could call it a technical partnership with Exclusive. So I'm very happy with how everything has gone so far.
Yeah, you were running up front towards the weekend and all those races. So just talk about what, like, you've been in this game for a while.
Yeah.
But how is this year different?
Well, this year is my second year in Indy Pro 2000, so it's really it's a big chance for me to take everything that I've learned last year and put it into this year. And we start off the season a little bit rocky, and we weren't able to get the pace out of the car that I felt that I could. And so it made a tough decision to go with Exclusive, but I think it's worked out. And really this year, I feel like I've grown a lot as a person. I'm in the best shape of my life. I think, as a lot of my fans know, I'm really into working out and biking and running and all of that. So I think that everything is really starting to come together for me as I'm maturing and just getting better overall in the race car.
Yeah, of course. You're also in college as well.
It makes me feel old.
Well, you're only 18, 19?
I'm 18 still.
Okay. 18's not old, bud.
Yeah, I know, but I still think I have a lot of good years left in me. And I know a lot of the people who we've seen going into IndyCar recently have been in their 20s. So there's no worry there for me. I think I'm still young enough to be an IndyCar at a very young age.
So you talk about college, and you just got done with that. What was that experience like? And you also graduated a semester early from high school.
Yeah, well, it was a lot of work, and of course, as you get older, you have to take on more, and I'm excited for the future. I started back up again. I'm taking a few summer classes, but I'll start fully back up again in fall, and so it really allows me to focus on my dream of racing. And going through IUPUI is not the normal way that a lot of people would go through college, but I'm excited, and it really enables me to do what I love.
Yeah, I know that you've always, the thing is, I know you've also said you're in the best shape of your life. But you've always been working out. I know that you and Gabby Chavez used to, work out all the time and all that stuff. But talk about what are you doing differently
now? Well, now I've just I think that the maturity's been playing a big role, and then those extra years in the road to Indy has allowed me to better my craft. And then I also think that our qualifying has been a lot stronger suit than what it has been in the past. We came out at IMS with 2 poles, and really the whole weekend, I know that the results don't show up, but we were the quickest car there. So I'm excited with that going forward, especially going for the oval, where qualifying is everything. Where you qualify for that is going to be where you finish, plus or minus a couple spots. But so I think that as a team, we've done better in that suit.
Yeah, of course, you're going oval racing this coming weekend, and and then of course Road America up next. It's you've got, and then really the summer stretch, because you're going to go to Toronto, Mid Ohio, and then you get, and then of course, and then you got WWT Raceway as well. It's going to be, it's not a lot of races, but when it is race weekend, it's sometimes it's either a doubleheader or even a triple header at times.
Yeah, it's exciting. I love racing, and I think that best way to go about it is to race as much as possible. So it's a pretty packed schedule for us, and so I'm super excited for that.
Yeah. So you talk about, I've known you for a long time. How have you been able to? What's been the biggest thing that you've learned from the experiences that you've had in racing that has grown you into this moment?
I mean, I've learned a lot from a lot of people, and it's hard to pick out one thing that I'd say that was the biggest thing. But I think really learning from my dad. He raced in the 500 times, and so taking his advice, and then in the opportunities that I've been given because of him knowing all of his friends who he used to race against, and me being able to speak with them. I think patience is a big thing that I've struggled with in the past, but I've grown into now, and I really feel good about this year. I think it's all coming together.
You talk about patience and stuff. When things don't go well for you, are you more calm? Are you more or do you get angry at times?
I'm I'm an emotional person, and I want to win. So I'll do anything that it takes to win. But I think it shows, like at IMS race 2, we started on pole and were able to take the lead in turn 1. And then I was taken out in turn 7. So I went from being in first on the top of the world to going back to dead last. But we were able to drive from dead last because of a safety car back up to 5th, and we would have had a podium if it wasn't for a bolt coming undone on the front toe, which ultimately resulted in us losing race 3 as well because it wasn't caught by then. But so I think in that suit, maybe a younger of myself wouldn't have been able to do that, or I would have crashed in the process of driving back through the field. But we're able to make the best out of a bad situation.
I don't remember how young you were when you started. Do you remember like you started really young when you first came into this? I believe it was USF 2000. Do you remember those days?
Yes. So I started in F4 when I was 12 years old, testing, and then I became the youngest ever F4 driver at 13. So I've been in it for a while, but I do remember those days. It's a little bit cloudy now, but good times, and that really has shaped who I am now.
I mean, okay. I don't know if you thought about this, or when you have, I know when if you're on the plane or just relaxing, do you ever think about where you were to where you are now?
Yeah, and hindsight's 2020. I'm always able to look back and say, oh, I wish I would have done this differently, or not have done that. But at the end of the day, I'm glad with who I am now, and I think that everything in the past has happened for a reason. So
yeah. So really, you got the Oval coming up at IRP, place you've been to a lot.
I've podium there.
That's right. I forgot about that. How excited are you to go back to the Oval?
I'm through the roof excited. I know that place super well. I've had a bunch of test days there in the past in USF and Indy Pro, and I'm just so excited at Redemption. Last year we had some issues with the car, and we ended up 2 laps down, which is nowhere near what we should be. We should be fighting for wins and podiums there, like we were in the previous year before that. And so I really think that we can win this weekend, and coming off a super strong weekend from IMS.
All right. Well, Jack William Miller, thank you so much for coming on, and luck next week at IRP, and we'll have you on again sometime.
Thank you. I really enjoy coming on whenever you want. You know, I'm always there, and I think we need to get my dad on here too with me
Oh,
sometime.
geez. Yeah, that'd be a good one.